What's up, everyone? It's Caddy with MoneyVest. So we are going to be talking about Tesla today. So they are going to be reporting for their second quarter vehicle deliveries in the first week of July. So most likely this upcoming Sunday, I believe. That I think is when actually June 30th is going to be this Sunday. So I think they're going to be reporting on July 1st or 2nd for their delivery numbers, and UBS came out with a consensus expectations. We're going to take a look at what those numbers are going to potentially look like. And Tesla on the day was somewhat higher. At first it was pushing up over 2%, but then it traded back down because there's a huge resistance for Tesla in and around 190s to as much as $200, and it's back down trading under $185 a share. So hope you all are doing great. As always, make sure that you drop a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and links to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below. For a very limited time, we're offering a special price with a 51% discount to everyone if you want to take advantage of this and get early access to our MoneyVest platform that we're going to be doing a beta launch for on July 8th. And of course, you'll be able to do a quick fundamental analysis on a lot of individual stocks. Over 17,500 stocks are going to be included on this platform. And for example, right now we are on Tesla. If you go over to the MoneyVest metrics, you can pretty much plot a lot of really cool features and visualize a lot of the metrics for every single company. So again, you can take a look at revenue, gross profit, operating income, net income, free cash flows, and you can take a look at this nice chart. You can also plot some margins here. So if you look at gross margins, operating margins, net margins, you can start to look at some of those numbers as well. So you can see that Tesla pretty much went from negative margins to now generating some nice positive margins, although it has been coming down a little bit more recently. And again, you can plot for cash, debt, net debt, and then of course some other things like valuation multiples as well. So there's a really cool features that you can do, and then of course visualize the fundamental analysis, take a look at analyst estimates, ratios, and a lot of other really cool features as well. So links gonna be down below. We'd love to have you on board. So first things first, Tesla here consolidating sideways again at $184.25. So if you take a look, Tesla Q2 vehicle deliveries seen trailing consensus here. So Tesla's Q2 vehicle deliveries may trail market consensus by 5.5% because of a tough quarter in Europe. UBS Securities said on Monday the firm lowered their forecast for the second quarter deliveries to 420,000 units from 471,000, and the latest projection lags behind the visible alpha consensus of 445,000. Unit pegs delivery is down 10% from a year-over-year basis and up 9% quarter-over-quarter. So 9% quarter-over-quarter number, and just about a 10% decline year-over-year. I would still consider that as a pretty decent quarter for Tesla because especially on a year-over-year basis, because of the higher interest rates, pricing, and of course affordability, a lot of things have played a huge role for Tesla's success and delivery numbers in 2024. And for that reason, I think it has become more challenging and more difficult for Tesla this year, right? So for a lot of other auto manufacturers, it has become difficult for Teslas. And after the release of second quarter delivery figures, UBS said the focus shifts to earnings, and then of course the company's AI robot taxi day on August 8th, which is going to be very important. So that is going to happen on 8/8, and Tesla may be entering another phase where the stock price disconnects from the current fundamentals of the business on hopes of future growth and AI enthusiasm as well. As we already know, Dan Ash from Wedbush is very bullish on Tesla over the next 1 year, forecasting a price target well north of $300 per share for Tesla as well. Now, this right here was from Hallmark's catalog, the release of the FSD 12.4 to the people. I watched this entire video, and I really recommend all Tesla investors and shareholders and enthusiasts also watch this video. This was a drive in California, pretty much the entire time. There was no human intervention, and it was completely full self-driving, right? Tesla vehicle driving itself, and of course that's the future. And this is from Hallmark's catalog, and that's what they tweeted as well. How to use Tesla FSD 12.4. Turn it on, watch the road, there is no step 3. And that was quite literally it, because it worked really well, smoothly, and I highly recommend watching this video because it was very cool watching Tesla make turns, stop at stoplights, stop signs, and of course, pass by other vehicles, watch for people, watch for other hazards on the road. So it's actually very interesting. Definitely recommend it that you watch it. There's going to be more iterations over time as well. And this right here was from Trend Spider. Wake me up when this setup breaks. And this is a setup that goes back to as far as 2020. And you'll notice that this right here being the uptrend here, this right here was a downtrend, this right here was the uptrend again, this right here the most recent downtrend, and we are really just consolidating in that range at the moment for Tesla, and it's possible that we continue to see this until that August 8th robotaxi event, and then Tesla makes a big move, right? It makes a big move. Nobody really knows whether that move is going to be higher or lower. Of course, it could be in either direction because of the symmetrical triangle and because of the lack of directional understanding, because there's equivalent amount of sellers coming in. As you can see, there's sellers stepping in every step of the way. So over here we get rejected, over here we get rejected, over here we get rejected. So there are sellers present at every corner, but there's also buyers coming in with full force, and we are getting bought up at certain levels. So this right here, again, some of the support coming in. So there's a lot of, back and forth for Tesla, and that's exactly what we're witnessing on the last couple weeks here as it continues to consolidate sideways as well. Elon Musk also tweeted, this is June 24th, so quite literally today, long-term returns on Tesla will, I believe, be exceptional. And then also talking about how Optimus could solve the US debt problem as well. Optimus will provide such growth and value creation, to which Elon Musk also said, yeah. So there is potential, of course, Elon Musk boosting his own position in Tesla, as he always does, making very, very significant bold comments and predictions and promises for the company, and the time will tell us if the execution is strong and if it continues to be there. So for Tesla here, right now we're just consolidating sideways, as I already mentioned. Huge area of resistance and supply in the 190s to as much as $210 per share. So inside this area of supply. So this right here is going to be that level to keep in mind inside this red rectangle, inside this area of supply for Tesla. And of course, support level is going to stay put roughly in the 150s down as low as 140s for Tesla. So a lot of really strong area of demand, a lot of support for Tesla in and around those levels. So a lot of consolidation sideways at those levels at the moment. Resistance is going to stay put. And right now we're just consolidating sideways. So if you do end up, let's say, seeing a breakout for Tesla beyond this level, then we'll worry about, highs of $275 to as much as $300. But before getting up there, I think there might be some other resistances to watch. First one at $262. And then below that, we're going to be paying attention to another resistance over here, kind of aligned with this potential lower high at close to 230s for Tesla as well. Now, if you come over to the platform and if you come over to the Analyzer tab, and if you forecast for, let's say, 7 years for Tesla, we're looking at a compounded annual growth rate, especially if you come over to fundamental analysis and analyst estimates. You'll notice that, of course, we've got a hold rating with a compounded annual growth rate of somewhere between 12 and 16%. For Tesla over the next 7 years, right? 7 to 8 years, especially if you consider year-over-year growth for 2024. It's expected to come down to $2.61, and then, of course, come down increase to $3.47 or re-accelerate back higher. But a lot of that year-over-year growth coming in years 2028, 2029, and then 2031. That's well north of 20, 30, and 47%, with the revenues expected to go from almost $100 billion to over $424 billion is what's expected for Tesla over the long term. And again, all of this is going to be available on our platform. You can come very quickly over here, discounted earnings multiple model. And what we're going to do is we're going to forecast for 5 years. I'm going to plug in for about a 14% growth rate, which again is actually quite reasonable, quite low, and then apply a 25 times P multiple. Share dilution over the past 5 years has been higher, but we can go with a little bit of a lower number considering that Tesla now is starting to not dilute shareholders as much as what they used to. If you hit calculate, we're looking at a fair value at 115. If you go with a little bit of a higher growth rate, if you believe that FSD, Optimus, and a lot of other executions verticals that Tesla's working on are going to be growing at a faster rate. So let's say that they can actually grow at 20%, and now you're looking at a fair value or an intrinsic value closer to 150s, right? So 149 closer to $150. And that's really what I'm forecasting here. If Tesla can simply grow earnings by 20% over the next 5 years, an expected P multiple of 25, then their fair value sits at $149. And if the estimated total return is 95%, then you're looking at a price target of close to $300 per share. But that's over in 5 years if they can simply grow their earnings by 20%. But it's possible that momentum and, of course, the sentiment and a lot of other things take us to north of $300 much, much sooner. And that's exactly what Dan Ives from Redbush is also forecasting. So that's all I've got for you today. As always, make sure that you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, make sure that you drop a like. And of course, don't forget a huge 51% discount, the MoneyVest beta launch happening on July 8th. We got a special price you can lock in and you can access this entire platform. And all the additional features and tools and functionality are going to be available to you at no additional cost. So link's going to be down below with very limited spots available. Happy investing, and I'll see you all in the next video.